Good morning. It is almost 6 a.m. on day 8. I'm back where I started Monday morning. I slept like the dead last night. So I am just about out of here. Just gonna eat my breakfast. I assume I'll be on the trail by about 6:15, 6:20, 6:30 by the latest. I don't think I can make it into Nemo tonight. But boy, wouldn't that be impressive. That's over 10 miles, 11 or 12. I'll have to look at the map. I do have another resupply box there, but I had intended it to take me 4 days to get from my last resupply box at Sheridan Lake to Nemo Mercantile, and it's been 2. So I still have a lot of food. So I may be having a little bit of a food fest today. We'll see. But yep, we're about out of here. So day 8, here we go. All right, it is closer to 6:30 and I am about ready to leave Whispering Pines, but I'm going to show you my cabin. There's the bathrooms and the showers, and then all the camping spots and the store down there. If you just walk the road up to the Deer Creek trailhead, you'll find that it intersects with the Centennial Trail. It looked like I'd have to follow the Deer Creek Trail, but it's called something else on the map, Deerfield Trail. So it was a little confusing, but I mean, I walked right to it, so maybe it wasn't confusing. It just seemed common sense, but I guess it does say Deerfield Trail. Deerfield Trail at Deer Creek Trailhead. I don't know. All right, so I've been on the trail for like 20 minutes, and those 4 miles are already eating me up. I got to go back and do them. Not right now, but Whispering Pines is pretty close to Rapid City. I end in Sturgis at Bear Butte, but I'll just drive down to Whispering Pines. Now, this is all tentative, of course. Sticking to the plan is important, but I gotta be able to be flexible, and I didn't stick to the plan. So instead of knowing forever that I didn't complete a solid footpath, I don't think I'm a purist, but it's bothering me. So I'll drive down to Whispering Pines and I'll just hike. I'll grab a water bottle and a snack, and I'll hike the 4 miles and turn around and just hike straight back to my car. And then I can drive to roaming around in Rapid City, because John has certificates of completion, and then I can pick that up and know that I did the full trail from end to end. Didn't know if it would be super important. Maybe I didn't want it to be, but I think it is, clearly, if I'm this obsessed over 4 miles. So tentative plan, we'll see. The elevation change today is like nothing. It's like 800 feet, which is relatively flat trail all the way into Nemo. It seems like, I'm sure there's a few little ups and downs, but so far it's been pretty cruisy. So maybe I can make it to the Nemo Mercantile today and just camp somewhere in that area. That'd be great if I can go farther. It seems like my legs are able to take me farther, and my feet have been sore just from the constant compression, because I'm not a thin woman, and I'm not an ultralight backpacker, so there's a lot of weight bearing down on those feet, and one of them in particular gets pretty uncomfortable, but stopping and stretching them around and moving my toes and stuff really helps a lot. So maybe I'm getting my so-called trail legs. I didn't actually think that would happen in such a short backpacking trip, but I don't normally, or am not normally capable of hiking over 10 miles in a day. But some of this terrain is gentler on the body than the terrain in Montana in the areas that I like to hike. It can be a little more rocky, a little more steep, maybe. So this has been nice. But yeah, I'm pretty proud of myself for being able to go as far as I've been going. So maybe I'll be able to keep that up and finish a day sooner, which would be fantastic. I'm really happy today. The terrain has been a little sunnier and drier, with less vegetation and undergrowth. It's not in it's kind of on a hillside. It's not in the little damp valleys where the little tag-along ticks like to hang out. So I haven't seen any this morning, which I'm ever so grateful for. I was talking to my good friend last night, and she said that in her allergy practice, they would sometimes have patients come in that were all of a sudden, going into anaphylactic shock after eating a steak. This disease that ticks carry, I'm not sure if it's these ticks or ticks in a different part of the country, but it's called alpha-gal syndrome or disease, and it makes you forever allergic to mammal flesh, mammalian meat. That's such a crazy disease to think about. So you can only eat fish or fowl for the rest of your life. I think that unless there's other symptoms that go along with it, I think that would be better for sure than getting Lyme's disease, which I'm also not sure if these ticks here carry that. I think they can, depending on the species. But yeah, no thanks to all of the nasty tick-borne illnesses. And oh man, I love red meat. I like cow a lot. It is my favorite meat. So that would be very sad indeed. My foot is hurting, my left foot, right here on the top, right here. Feels like it's from compression. It's been hurting for a few days. I've been trying to soak my feet in the cold water and put them up in the hammock, which is one of the really nice things about a hammock. You can get your feet above your heart, which helps for inflammation. And I do believe that if I lost a little bit of weight on my body and in my pack, that would be helpful. Sometimes I feel like Agnes, the junk lady off Labyrinth. My pack isn't that huge, but it still seems so big. I do have another pack. I have an ultralight pack, a ULA Circuit, I think. And I like the pack. It's very nice, and it's got great features. I actually like the pack better than my Osprey, but I found that it can only really comfortably carry about 25 pounds. So if I'm doing an overnight, just one night, that works. But even at 25 pounds or less, it's not as comfortable as my Osprey at 40 pounds. So I think I've gotten my weight on my pack down as far as I really can, financially speaking, and just comfort level. If I was younger, maybe I wouldn't want so many comforts, but I'm older and I know what I like. I like to sit down in a hammock, and I like to bring my foam pad because it's comfortable, and my camera because I love capturing pictures of wildlife. And the plants and flowers. So, yeah. I got a lemon larbar out of the hiker's box at Whispering Pines. They're my favorite. I didn't have any of them. I don't know, they didn't have them at the store I went to or whatever, but I'm gonna eat it right now. I'm super excited about it. It's my second breakfast. I've only been on trail for a couple of hours, but I am making good time. The terrain has indeed turned out to be simple, easy terrain, not simple. Sometimes I'm simple, but so this is the ATV trail now, I can tell, just with all the tracks and the way the road is, but I haven't seen any yet. But I've always wanted to ride on one of those side-by-sides, you know, the ones that you can fit like 4 people on. So it'd be really fun if one of them offered me a ride. I would probably take it. I just don't think I'd feel as bad about that as the 4 miles that I just completely skipped over and didn't even see. So yeah, let's see if anybody wants to give a weary hiker a ride down this ATV road. Hello. Uh-oh. It's okay. I'm peaceful. Walking along, and then bam, out of nowhere, I look over and there's a cow. I probably shouldn't be as terrified of cattle as I am, but I am about 3 miles outside of Nemo, and my hip started twinging, painful, like twinge on the left side. So that's my body telling me I need a break. So I got my pack off and I'm in the shade. This road's been brutal. I think I probably would have chosen to skip this section if I could have. Just a ATV road, really, really rocky, steep, and just not very pretty, unfortunately. I wish I would have chosen to skip this section, this 4 miles, than the 4 miles before Whispering Pines, but feeling better. Just got passed by a few dirt bike riders. Man, it looked like a lot of fun. That would be fun. I had a dirt bike when I was little, like 13 maybe, just a tiny little thing, not even 100, and I had a lot of fun with it. Those guys were having a blast, I could tell. So I keep seeing these lilies out here, And I thought those were Asiatic lilies, not native to the United States. In fact, it looks like a tiger lily to me. It's strange. I'll have to do a little bit of research on that and find out if they're non-native. There's not a lot of them at all. I mean, in 60 miles or so, I think I've seen 6. I am just under a mile from the Box Elder trailhead, and then I think John said it's just a couple mile road walk into Nemo to get my resupply box and a late lunch at the Mercantile because it is open. So I am looking forward to that, and then I'll load up whatever resupplies I need. I don't need a lot, but I do like to carry a couple extra meals, but I'll probably just eat a couple tonight because backpacking meals don't have a ton of calories in them, believe it or not. So I'm probably only averaging 1,700 to 2,300 calories a day. Also, you do kind of lose your appetite, especially when it's hot, but I'd say roughly 2,000 calories a day is what I'm averaging, and I'm obviously burning a lot more than that, so you kind of have to force yourself to eat when you can, and dinner time is a good time for me to force myself to eat because I've been sitting around usually for a couple hours, so I'm not hot and all my muscles aren't tense, and my body can actually focus on digestion instead of all the other things I'm trying to do. So yeah, getting close. I'm really curious when cattle are open range. I assume that means the range is open, and so they can just go kind of wherever they want within some sort of reason or some sort of boundary. But how does the rancher keep track of the cows? Like, what if one family goes way over here and another family goes way over here, and it's, I don't know, branding or calving or something like that? How do you know where your cows are? I mean, I assume you do some sort of a roundup, but how do you know where they are? Are there like trackers on the cows? Because I know, each head of cattle is worth a lot of money. I mean, people put insurance policies on their cows because they're worth so much money. I can't even guess at how much, but a couple grand at least. So yeah, guess I'll have to research that too. So I'm on the road walk to Nemo. It's really windy, but I thought I'd have to walk back here to get back on the Centennial Trail and do those miles, but look at here. That's an official trail sign. So that means that this must be considered official as far as the route goes. So that means I don't have to backtrack to this part of the trail. I can just take the trail right out of Nemo and not have missed any of the trail. So that's exciting. That's what I'm taking it to mean anyways. I made it to Nemo, and I am staying at the Nemo Guest Ranch tonight, which is cabins and shower houses and the whole 9 yards, but I just got a tent site, so I will be able to take a shower. I have heard a nasty rumor, that this is the last shower I will be able to get on the trail, and I think it's true. So this is a really pretty spot though. Here's my camp spot. Really cool property. right by the creek, so hopefully it'll be a little warmer tonight than it was last night. But I've got a picnic table and a little bridge right across the creek to a shower house. So I am looking forward to that. I went and had something to eat and got a fountain drink, which I haven't had since Legion Lake. And this is true luxury. Gotta have that Diet Coke. So I got my resupply box, which is big. It's my biggest resupply box yet, because it was supposed to take me 5 days to get from Nemo to Bear Butte. I'm thinking I might be able to do it quicker though, because I'm putting on more miles. So we will see. It's Monday. I'll start that tomorrow. I'm kind of hoping I'm done by the weekend sometime. I'm going to get my tent set up though. It's getting kind of chilly and overcast, like maybe there's some rain coming. So I'm going to get ready for that. We're going to take a peek in my resupply box. We got fuel, which I don't need because I just have a brand new one. Got vitamins, snacks. Holy smokes, that's a lot of snacks. 5 breakfasts. Toilet paper, soap, poison ivy wipes. These are priceless. 4 of them. I'm going to use every one of them too. We got baby wipes. We got a bunch of lunches. 5 days worth of lunches. Ooh, smell good shampoo, conditioner, and lotion. And 5 dinners. 3, 4, and the chili. I don't know about that one. Hopefully I can do it in 4 days so I don't have to eat that chili for only that reason. So much food, so much weight. So I haven't seen a lot of poison ivy these yesterday afternoon or today. And yet, when I got the bottom of my pants wet in the creek to wash my feet, the poison ivy started to creep back up my leg. So I think the oil from the poison ivy plant is in my pants, is on my pants. And then when I get it wet, it re-irritates my skin. So I'm gonna have to wash my pants. And even with the soap I have, I don't know if I can get that oil out. I may just be kind of screwed. But I think it's in the sleeves of my shirt too, because it's starting to irritate my the lower part of my arms as well, and I'm starting to get a rash with little blisters. All the good times. So many good times. My feet are swollen, so swollen. God, they don't even look like my feet anymore. I think a lot of it's from the, it really started during the heat, but then, I have been consuming a higher salt diet with electrolytes to try to stay hydrated, and the poison ivy. The poison ivy, I think, is what's really killing my poor feet. But this feels like the last push. It's the last stretch. I hear there's some ridge walking, quite a bit of ridge walking, not a lot of water. I know that. I've got some water stashed out to resupply with along the trail one time. I've just gotten done going through all of my stuff and repacking and reanalyzing everything, and I've got a few more chores to do tonight. Just gonna head into Dalton Lake tomorrow, which I think is 8 miles from Nemo. And then I think my next day is looking like 12 or 13. And then from there on out, it's just long days. But I may split the last day up into 2 days. That way I can go back to Whispering Pines and do those 4 miles that I missed too. So I'm thinking 5 days. Maybe something magical will happen and I'll get it done in 4, but I don't think so because it's long miles on swollen feet and just exhausted body. I'm seeing other people out here that are in my age range or older doing much more than I'm doing. And I know it doesn't do me any good to compare myself to other people, but it's hard not to. It is hard not to. So, yeah, just getting ready for the night, and I'm not worried about getting a super early start, but I'm sure I'll be up by 4:30 or so. So I'm sure I'll be out of here by 6 or 7. Got a little bit of a road walk back to the trail, and less videos, less phone usage because I don't know about my energy going forward. So, but final push, yay.